Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Search Party, Season 1 through 3. This is a TBS show, which is now available on HBO Max. A show, I don't know how I heard about it. Probably just saw it come up on the recommended page. And the thing with HBO Max is they generally they seem to be a little bit more... They cultivate a bit better library, I would say, than most other streaming services. They seem to have a standard to which they kind of hold the content that they show and share. So I saw it. I've got a huge crush on Aaliyah Shawkat. I don't even know if that's how you say your name necessarily. But of course, she is from Arrested Development for so many years. And it also has John Reynolds, who was from the movie that I reviewed a couple weeks ago, Save Yourselves. But it's about these four friends in their late 20s, early 30s, maybe. I don't know exactly the age they're playing, but it's written very, I would say, realistic, very honest to what life is like for four people, little younger, living in a city, living with social media, kind of the millennial quote unquote lifestyle. It kind of this series starts off with kind of showing how almost pathetic their lives are. Just kind of complaining about the mundane, the most boring, uninteresting sex lives that they have. But it turns into a mystery. I mean, the whole premise of this show is it starts anyway as this mystery. Season 1. The whole premise of season 1 is this group of friends, led by Dory, who is Shawkat's character, trying to find this quote unquote friend that they knew, more of an acquaintance, I would say, somebody they went to school with. They're all old college friends, I believe, is where they all met each other. But she sees a sign. Dory sees this missing sign taped to a lamppost of this person she knows. And she gets just kind of wrapped up in looking for it. I mean, it really harkens to the kind of true crime culture that's going around these days, where with the internet and all the services that are available to people, being a private investigator is kind of a hobby that a lot of people have, I would say. So she sees this thing and, living the boring life that it seems like everybody's living. It's almost like she gets addicted to this kind of rush of trying to figure it out. And season 1 is very much I mean, this whole show is a ride. It really kind of reminded me of Breaking Bad. With Breaking Bad, you see these crazy things, Walter White gets to these situations and it's where can this show go? And it's just oh shit. The writers just go, you have no idea where this show can go. And it's a similar thing in this, where Dory's almost Breaking Bad. She's going on this ride. She meets up with a private investigator, or at least somebody she believes to be he is a private investigator, but his intentions and his motives for trying to find Chantal are a bit different than her and her friends. But there's just a lot of misunderstandings. There's a lot of assumptions. There's a lot of things that happen in this movie where what you think is going on, given the information, is completely wrong. It's almost also in so many ways the conspiracy theory culture. She gets wrapped up in, doing the red yarn on the walls kind of a thing. So the first season is all about trying to find Chantal, which at the end of the first season, spoilers, obviously I'm talking about 3 seasons here, so I'm going to be spoiling things. They actually find Chantal at the end of the first season. And they realize that not only is Chantal not like been kidnapped or murdered or whatever, that she's like just an annoying, selfish, self-centered person that just decided to disappear from reality, not telling her family or anything like that, uh, to get away because she just got out of this shitty relationship that she was cheating on her boyfriend with. But because Dory and her friends all thought the worst, there's a situation where the private investigator ends up getting murdered because they think that he's attacking Dory, which he was attacking Dory. But Dory has this thing at some point in this show, and I don't know what the point is, but at some point it's like Dory's just like wants to just go deeper. Like there's so many aspects of her, so many times where she can just pull out and just go back to a normal life. But I think she's so just kind of addicted to the rabbit hole that she, in some ways, very similar to Memento, she would rather stay in this rabbit hole than pull herself out and just not deal with the impending drama that ensues. So the first season ends with her and her friends, well, her boyfriend committing a murder to save her despite not having to do anything. And then second season is all about them trying to cover it up, which they're horrible. Like they don't know what they're doing. And then the end of the second season ends with her and her boyfriend getting arrested finally for the murder. And then season 3 is like this courtroom drama that's very wacky, by the way. Like the first 2 seasons are stressful because it's so much like just, I mean, it's like there's a huge mystery in the first one, and then the second one they're like trying to cover up this murder, and it's like with under every turn it's like something, they're constantly putting band-aids on a dam that's about to break. And then the courtroom one is just like it's almost like they kind of settled in. They knew, because there's a lot of humor in this, a lot of dark humor in this as well. But they kind of, it feels like they settle into the whole story and the tone of it, I would say. And then what I thought while watching the third season, seeing season 4 starting to get released, I thought the promotions for season 4 were spoiling season 3. But I was wrong. I was completely wrong. I thought, because the promos show Dory with a shaved head, so I just assumed, and like a brick wall was the background. So I just assumed at the end of this trial, which is the end of season 3, that she and her boyfriend, or just maybe just her, would be charged with murder. But obviously they didn't, because that's not how season 4. Season 4, or the end of season 3, which leads into season 4, is just as crazy as all the other ones, because she, in some ways, she is imprisoned, which it feels like she wants to get caught in a lot of ways. Like she's almost trying to see how much she can get away with without, and she killed somebody else on the journey, right? As they're trying to cover up this murder, she ends up murdering somebody else, which I'm surprised that hasn't come back yet. It almost came back. Like, it's a crazy thing in this show that like weird, insane things will show up just as easily as those weird, insane things get tied up. But they do. Like, things are kind of crazily, like during the courtroom scene, the twin sister of the girl that got murdered shows up with proof in her diary, but then the diary's written in this like secret twin language that they had, so they weren't able to use it. Like, it's crazy how like these weird things show up and then completely disappear like nothing, which I kind of enjoy. It's just like this weird tone of this whole show that I'm totally addicted to. Season 4, it like, she gets kidnapped by the twink from the wedding, the guy that's obsessed with her, and it's weird how like the PI had a very similar vibe to him. We're just like, there's a lot of these characters in this show, aside from the core group of friends who have their own kind of craziness. Like, there are some just like people act like insane. Like, Chantal and just how self-centered she was with her disappearing is crazy. The PI is insane. The twink is insane. The lawyer, her lawyer, and the voice the lawyer uses, crazy. Just so much of this show is got like it's so weird. It's like such a weird balance of like mystery and tension and then also comedy. Almost over the top comedy, but I'm still in it. So I'm looking forward to season 4 to see where it goes. But it's been a fun ride so far, and I'm interested to see what happens with it. I will definitely do another show. I think probably in a week or two when season 4 wraps up. I don't know if season 4 is the conclusion to the entire story or not, but I am enjoying this show. If you like comedy, if you like mysteries, if you like, I don't know, it's also really good acting. There's a monologue with Shawkat at the end of the season 3 where she's giving her closing statements, and just amazing acting. She's a great actress, and I just love looking at her. She's just gorgeous. So it's a pretty fun show to get hooked on, and I'm glad I did it. So if you have HBO Max, highly recommend checking it out. It's called Search Party. There's 3 seasons, and about half of the 4th season's up right now. But yeah, if you're looking for something to binge, and the episodes are pretty short, like 30 minutes long, so you can burn through it pretty quick, and it's just such a fun show. It's just such a fun ride. I'm glad I clicked on it and got the hooks sunk in. So check it out. Get yourself some amazing coffee and support our sponsor, stationhousecoffee.com, and follow Station House Coffee on Instagram. Go order yourself some small batch, single origin, premium coffee brewed in Thetford Center, Vermont, and shipped directly to you. Make sure you let them know that the Ray Taylor Show sent you when you go to stationhousecoffee.com and order yourself some coffee, or hit up Station House Coffee on Instagram and order some coffee there. Do everything you can to get some coffee, some amazing, delicious, small batch, small business. Support small businesses. Do it. stationhousecoffee.com and follow Station House Coffee on Instagram. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/Inspired Disorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com, and follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!